Greetings. Today we begin, as we continue in the series on the book of Revelation, the Rapture of the Church is part 1. Revelation 4:1 says, "After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, come up here, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter." Let's begin by discussing the dispensation of the fullness of times. In Ephesians chapter 1, verse 10, it says that in the dispensation of the fullness of times, he might gather together in one all things in Christ, both which are in heaven and which are on earth, even in him. The basic meaning of the word dispensation has to do with the administration of a household. Thus, this clause refers to God's oversight of the administration of the various ages. The stated purpose of God's administration of these ages is, quote, "together all in Christ." It has been a historical consensus that the number of these various ages or times is 8, which is the number of resurrection or of a new beginning in the scriptures. The Bible in 8 Ages by Dr. L.D. Foreman identifies them as follows. 1, the pre-Adamic age, which we understand to be eternity past. 2, the Adamic age. 3, the Noahic age. 4, the Abrahamic age. 5, the Mosaic or the Law age. 6, the Church or Grace age. 7, the Millennial age. And 8, the Heaven age, which we understand to be eternity future. Now let's note the description of the age endings as revealed to Daniel. In answer to Daniel's earnest praying, God revealed to him some things concerning the future of his people, the Jewish people, and their city, Jerusalem. We'll read from the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verses 24 through 27. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city. A series of infinitives follow. To finish the transgression, and to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah shall be 7 weeks, and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublesome times. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with the flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of the abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured out upon the desolate. So we see that Daniel's told that a period of 70 weeks, and that's 70 weeks of years, 70 times 7 being 490 years total, are determined upon his people and their city. They would be in captivity for 70 years so that the land could have her Sabbaths of rest, which the people in their failure to obey God's law had not given it. 49 years into this 70-year period, the commandment to restore Jerusalem would go forth. The street and the walls would be rebuilt in troublesome time, according to verse 25. We can find the fulfillment of this prophecy in the book of Ezra and Nehemiah and some other related passages. This marks the end of the full captivity, 7 weeks times 7 years, or 49 years. And after 434 more years from the commandment to restore Jerusalem, 72 weeks times 7 years would yield 434 years. Messiah would be, quote, cut off, according to Daniel 9:26. The signal event marking the end of the Mosaic or law age and the beginning of the church or grace age is stated to be the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The New Testament teaches that the signal event, which will mark the end of the church or the grace age, will be the rapture. We find this in 1 Thessalonians 4:13 through 18 and 1 Corinthians 15, 51, 52, etc. Now, we only mention these passages now because we're going to deal with them in detail later. So if we add up the 7 and the 62, the sum of 69 is yielded, which is 1 week of year short of Daniel's 70th week. Therefore, the simple math says that the Jewish people still owe God 1 more week of years, that is, 1 more 7-year period of chastening. Before God moves on to the next age of his plan, that would be the millennial reign of Christ, he's going to collect his 70th week from the Jewish people in Jerusalem. Daniel 9:27 speaks of the dividing of this week of 70 years into 2 equal periods of 3 1/2 years each. You see, in mercy on God's part, he's going to condense the severe chastening of his people to the last 3 1/2 years of this 7-year period which they owe him.